In a world where appearances often hold more weight than reality, showing vulnerability and being authentic can feel like risky choices. We live in an era where perfection is praised, social media filters out our flaws, and success is often measured by external achievements. Yet, beneath these layers, each of us carries insecurities, doubts, and moments of uncertainty. What if, instead of hiding them, we embrace them? What if we allowed ourselves to be vulnerable, to be truly seen as we are, without the masks or the roles we play? Vulnerability and authenticity are often misunderstood as weaknesses, yet they are powerful tools that can open doors to genuine relationships, deep self-acceptance, and a more meaningful life. The act of being open and honest about our imperfections doesn't just serve others, but it also helps us align with who we truly are. Imagine how different our connections would be if we approached each other from a place of realness instead of performance. What if we shared our struggles as freely as we share our triumphs? The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to create trust and mutual respect. It is an invitation to those around us to do the same, to let down their guards and feel accepted for their true selves. Vulnerability is courage in disguise. It is the bold act of stepping into the unknown, of being willing to be imperfect and unapologetically human. Authenticity, meanwhile, is about shedding the layers of what we think we should be and choosing instead to honor who we are. Together, vulnerability and authenticity make us whole, bridging the gap between who we present to the world and who we are on the inside. To understand why vulnerability is such a powerful aspect of human connection, we must first redefine it. Vulnerability is often seen as an exposure of weakness or a loss of control. But true vulnerability is not about being weak. It's about being open to the possibility of failure, rejection, and discomfort. It's the willingness to share our genuine thoughts, feelings, and experiences, even when it might be uncomfortable or imperfect. Vulnerability allows others to see us as we truly are, creating spaces where honesty and trust can thrive. When we share our struggles, we communicate to others that it's okay to be imperfect, that we all have moments of doubt. This simple act can build a sense of solidarity, showing that we don't have to journey through life alone. Vulnerability invites empathy and compassion, transforming relationships from shallow exchanges to profound connections. On the other hand, authenticity is the foundation upon which vulnerability can stand. Being authentic means embracing our true identity and honoring our values, regardless of external expectations. It's a journey of self-discovery that requires us to question the beliefs, assumptions, and social pressures that often shape our lives. Authenticity encourages us to live by our own truths, free from the limitations of pleasing others. It is not about disregarding the world's expectations altogether, but rather finding the courage to live aligned with our own values and desires. By being authentic, we are able to express ourselves fully without fear of judgment or rejection. This kind of self-alignment leads to greater self-respect, resilience, and a sense of purpose. Together, vulnerability and authenticity empower us to form relationships that go beyond surface-level interactions. When we allow ourselves to be real with others, we inspire them to do the same. Vulnerability acts as a magnet for connection, drawing people toward us, while authenticity builds a foundation of trust and respect that can deepen those bonds. Consider the effect this can have not just on personal relationships, but also in professional environments. Leaders who show vulnerability create more inclusive, dynamic workplaces, where team members feel valued for their genuine contributions. Authenticity in the workplace can lead to stronger collaboration, greater innovation, and a sense of unity that drives productivity. Ultimately, bringing our whole selves into every part of our lives enables us to live more meaningfully and make a lasting impact on others. Yet, embracing vulnerability and authenticity requires us to confront our fears. The fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, and perhaps most deeply, the fear of not being enough. But rather than letting these fears control us, we can choose to accept them as part of our journey. It's through facing these fears that we grow resilient, developing the courage to live a life that feels true to us. Vulnerability and authenticity are not destinations. They are practices, choices we make moment by moment. And each time we choose to be real and open, we strengthen our inner selves, affirming our worthiness despite our flaws. In the end, vulnerability and authenticity offer us a path to a more connected, fulfilling life. They remind us that we don't have to carry the weight of perfection or hide our true selves in fear of judgment. By choosing to be vulnerable, we take the courageous step of letting others in, of showing up as we truly are. This openness builds bridges between people, fostering understanding and empathy in ways that superficial perfection never could. Authenticity, meanwhile, brings peace and purpose, allowing us to live a life that reflects our innermost values and desires. Living with vulnerability and authenticity means embracing all parts of ourselves, the strengths and the weaknesses, the triumphs and the failures. It is an ongoing journey of self-acceptance and growth, one that inspires others to do the same. When we step into our truth, we give others permission to be real as well. This ripple effect can transform not only our own lives, but the lives of those we encounter, creating communities built on trust, compassion, and mutual respect. So, let us dare to be vulnerable, to embrace our authentic selves, and to invite others to do the same. Let us live in a way that is unapologetically human, knowing that our worth does not depend on our perfection, but on our ability to connect with others and live in alignment with our true selves. In a world that so often demands we hide our flaws, vulnerability and authenticity become acts of bravery, reminders that we are enough just as we are.